Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope that you're doing well today. So I've gotten a couple of requests for a teen kind of makeup look, preteen teen kind of makeup look, like a simple way for girls to get started on makeup and not look too old. But I also get a lot of requests. I always get people asking like, hey, I want to try your stuff. Where's the best thing for me to start? So I'm going to show you one of our most versatile collections that we have. It can be used for any age. It is called the Teen Collection, but it definitely does not have to be a teen to use it. So I'm going to show you how you can, kind of the best ways that I like to order things in the Teen Collection to make it a little bit more versatile for you. And hopefully it's going to help you too. Okay, so I'm going to kind of be talking about lots of options, so you have to stick with me. So first, let me tell you what exactly comes in the Teen Collection. It's actually a really good thing. So it comes with a foundation and 2 concealers and a concealer palette. You get one of our powder products. So this is going to be either the translucent powder, the bronzer, or a blush. You get 2 eyeshadows, and you get a lip gloss. Okay, so I'm going to show you some different ways that you can order this to get like the most bang for your buck. Okay, so foundation's pretty simple. We're just going to be going, sorry, these are magnetic and they're sticking to everything down here. So foundation's really simple. I do color matching, professional color matching. If you need your color done, I need to take a picture of, and so I can kind of share this with people about how to do it. You stand about 3 or 4 feet in front of an open window. Doesn't have to be a super sunny day, but just natural light coming in. Take a selfie of yourself facing that window. And I just need your face, your neck, and your upper chest. It's really important that I get your upper chest in it because we do most of our color matching down here. So you can see I've put some color today. I used our bronzer to give myself a little bit of color, so my chest and neck are a little bit darker. So I'm going to go with a little bit darker foundation today than I normally do, so I can match and not look like a bright white face, because that's not very cute. So so I am just simply taking my foundation and just swirling it all around my face. If you need more coverage, it's buildable, so you can add more of a layer on there, which is really nice about our product. You can get as light or as dark of a light or as full of a coverage that you want. Okay, so I've got my blank palette. This is super easy, simple. You can use a not clean, so don't look at them. You can use a blenderful sponge to apply that, or you can use a brush like I did. Like any kind of diffuser or kabuki brush. You'll hear the word kabuki brush. I just like saying the word. I think it sounds funny to say. Okay, so here's where it can get kind of fun. So I'm going to take my concealers. This is where I'm going to talk to you about a couple different options. And if you're interested in this kit and you want to talk to me about it, this collection, then we can talk about what's best for you to use. So I'm going to take my Skin Color Concealer, and I don't really have too bad of dark circles under my eyes. So I'm not too terribly worried about trying to do much concealing under those, but out of habit, I'm going to do that. All right. So it's this one's just a hair lighter than my skin color. So I'm going to use it to highlight here. Cover a little bit of redness that I have right there. I just like to use my concealer to, hold on, I'm going to swipe that for a second so I can see. I like to use my concealer more for my coverage than my foundation, just because it's waterproof and it is going to stay all day long. I've got scarring right here around my lips, so I'm going to cover that up. I had finger blisters really bad when I was a kid. And then you don't, they kind of itch or tingly, and you don't know not to touch them. Okay. So I'm going to show you a trick. This is kind of phase 1 of a choice that you can do. So instead of getting like a skin color and a highlighting concealer like I normally tell you to do, you can do something like a darker one. And I'm going to show you. So you can use this darker concealer for the areas that you would normally bronze. So I'm going to do this side of my face. I'm going to do with one option. And then this side of my face, I'm going to show you another option, okay? You have so many options with this, actually. That's one of the things I love about our products. You can use them for so many different reasons. Like even our eyeshadows, I'm going to show you in a minute. A really cool way to use one of our eyeshadows. And then also a really cool way that you can use our blush. So to make it versatile. Okay, so I've used that as my bronzer on this side, all right? So that's one option for that concealer palette, the concealer and foundation palette. The other option is to use a brightening concealer. So I'm going to go in on this side with my brightening concealer. I forgot to put leftover eye booger from the morning. Sorry, that was gross. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Let me go back with my other concealer on this side. So I'm using this on my eyelid for a primer for my eyeshadow. Because it's waterproof, it makes our eyeshadow stick to it really, really well. So, okay, so I'm using a brightening concealer on this side. You can tell that's a little bit brighter under my eye. Okay, so I'm actually going to use a bronzer on this side. So I'm not going to use the concealer like I did. So this side is foundation, skin color concealer, and highlighting concealer. This side is foundation, like in between, like a little bit lighter than skin color concealer, and a dark concealer used as my bronzer. Okay, everybody with me? It's kind of confusing, I know. So all we've used up this palette so far on my face. Okay, so now we're going to go to this, all right? So on this side of my face, I'm actually going to use a blush, okay? So I am going to use a blush called Alive. It's one of my favorite blushes. It looks a little bit dark when you look at it. It looks very kind of mauve, but it's a really nice natural color. A really nice natural color color blush. So, all right. So, typical blush on that side. This side I didn't. Hey, Stacy. This side, I'm going to use something different for my blush. Hey, you can come on in. They can't see you. Pop's coming in to get dressed. So on this side I use blush for this. On this side I'm actually going to use bronzer. All right. So I'm ordering bronzer in that palette. What do I do with my bronzer? I haven't got it out yet. Pop, you want me to come do your makeup? You want to come over here and let me do your makeup?
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd help.
Might make you look younger.
Yep.
All right, so I'm using bronzer right here in all the typical places I would use my bronzer. Okay. So now we've used these two things out of our kit so far. All right, but you can tell I need a little bit of color on this side. So now we're going to move to our eyeshadows. So this is where it gets kind of exciting. Hey, Ashley. So I'm actually going to use one of our, I can't hold it up because it's, because some of my eyeshadows are crumbly. I can kind of do it like this. I'm going to use a eyeshadow called Blush Hour. All right, it's number 37, I believe. So on this side, I'm going to use that as my blush. So I'm going to barely tap my blush brush in it, tap off the excess because it has a lot of color in it. Oh, Ashley says, "Hey, Pop."
Hey, Ashley.
So I'm going to actually use that right there as my blush on that side. See? Multi-uses for that. It's very exciting. I look really rosy in my thing, but I promise you I'm not. All right, so we good so far? This side, two different things. And I can go over it. I'll go over it again. Let me just go over it again real quick. All right, so we've used this. On this side of my face, I used foundation, a highlighting concealer, and a skin color concealer. On this side of my face, I used a foundation, touching the wrong thing, a foundation, a concealer that's just a barely lighter than my skin color, and then a really dark one as my bronzer. Okay. Then we switch to this. On this side of my face, I actually bought a blush. I bought a blush for the palette in this side. On this side of my face, I actually used a bronzer for it. Okay. Then we're moving to our 2 eyeshadows. Okay, I haven't used one on this side of my face because I'm actually going to use some eyeshadow on this side of my face. But on this side of my face, I used one of our eyeshadows called Blush Hour for my blush. But it's not a blush, it's an eyeshadow. Okay, so now I'm going to take that Blush Hour. So I need my 2. I've got my 2 eyeshadows. So I'm using the same one that I used for my blush. And I'm just going to pat it right here in the base of my eye. Okay, so I still have one more eyeshadow, right? Remember that? So I'm going to go into Cream Boat. It's one of our lightest colors. Hold on, let me clean my brush up. So there are my 2 eyeshadow colors, right?
Mommy.
Hey, Lainey. You can play up here, that's fine. All right, but here's my next trick. I'm going to use my bronzer that I actually used on this side of my face. I'm going to use it as an eyeshadow. Because you can do that. And you can play around with these. So I'm just using this in my crease. Because I have hooded eyes, I'm going to carry it up above my crease. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with myself after this is over because I'm going to look a little bit different from one side to the other. Okay, if I wanted to use the Blush Hour, a little bit more of it to make this a little bit more of a bold, whatever. I can't use my words this morning. I don't know what the deal is. So I can add a little bit more of that color. Okay, so now I've got a very simple eye look going on this side. So I haven't used eyeshadows on this side. I get to use 2 eyeshadows on this side that I haven't used for anything else, which is exciting because I'm going to show you what my favorite thing would be to do. So I'm going to take one of our darker ones. It's called Taupe for the Best. This one actually can be used for my brows as well, which is nice. I'm going to take a little bit of Taupe for the Best. It's number 40. Right here in my outer crease. So that's nice that I can use that for my eyebrows as well. Okay. And then I'm going to take, what other color do I want to do on that side?
Mommy,
Kind of didn't plan that there. Huh? That's Sissy's, isn't it?
Yeah.
What other color do I want to do? I can do any color on that side now. I'm going to do...
These my girls.
Those aren't your girls.
I'm going to do... These are my girls.
I want to do One Night Stand. It's kind of a medium color.
Mommy, these are my girls. Those are Sissy's girls.
Okay.
They got the same one.
They have Polly Pockets. Do y'all remember Polly Pockets? I love them. They're so cute. Okay, so this is One Night Stand. It's number 26. And I'm carrying this up above my crease. 2 really pretty colors that are very versatile to use. All right, but you're saying this doesn't look like a complete look, right? So on this side of my face, I'm going to take that Blush Hour that we used.
It's got the drawers in the back.
And I'm going to give myself a little bit of a peachy eyeliner under that side. Good morning, Joey.
Good morning, Joey.
Lainey says good morning. So this is going to be a really super natural kind of look on that side. If you want to, you can even take a little bit of the bronzer if you want it a little bit more brown. And you can mix a little bit of the brown in there, like that. On my right side, I'm going to take that Taupe for the Best. I know, I feel like I've confused y'all all. Going from one side to the other. I should have just like stuck with the side. But I wanted to show you how versatile it can be. Okay, so look, so all we've used are foundation, 2 concealers, a powder product, and 2 eyeshadows, okay? But different on each side. Hey, Melissa. So there you go. So far, right? What I can also do, like I said, I use Taupe for the Best You can wet your brush, but I don't have a sink close to me. But Taupe for the Best is one I used to use before we got brow products. I would use them in my eyebrows. So just tapping a little bit of that in my eyebrows. You would wet this brush. Look at that. See, that's so much better, isn't it? But I didn't really use a color on my left side that I could do that for. I could try bronzer. Actually, what you could do is you could, instead of putting our bronzer with shimmer in the example like I have on this side, you could use the one that's matte. Like number 3 bronzer and number 4 bronzer are my favorites. That are matte and don't have any shimmer in them. So I'm just using this one because I have it right here and it's the one I use for that palette, but it has a little bit of shimmer in it. But you can see you can use a little bit of bronzer in there. So the last thing that comes in this kit is lip gloss. So this is one of my favorites. It's called Faith. It is just a good old favorite. It gives you a little bit of color. A little bit of color like that. So like I said at the beginning, this collection's a really good collection to get you started with different products. Like I said, you can use it for different things. You can see, like, this is kind of my favorite side. Like this is what I would normally do my makeup as is something like this for an everyday look. This one is a little bit peachier. I might, maybe instead of the cream boat that I used, I would throw in a brown eyeshadow for this side. To kind of help with an eyeliner, with doing an eyeliner. So maybe throw in do Blush Hour and Taupe for the Best on this side. Because then you could actually use that's such a better idea. Why did I not think of that? Now I'm saying it out loud. It makes so much more sense. So let me show y'all. So we could use Taupe for the Best on this side. I thoroughly confused everybody, didn't I? That's okay. I'll go back through it. So instead of using Cream Boat, use Taupe for the Best on this side so you have a good eyeliner. And then you could take that highlighting concealer that we actually did use on this side and highlight under your brow a little bit more. Instead of getting that Cream Boat. That's better. I like that a lot better. Okay. So like I said at the beginning, this is a really good way to get started on some products. It's a great collection. I really don't know why it's called the Teen Collection, except that it really is a good starter for your teen, because it does offer just kind of what they need. Now, there are a couple things that I do feel like it's missing. Like I could absolutely like suggest everything to you, all the things, because I love a lot of the things. But there are some of my favorites that are missing out of this. Mascara being one of the biggest, like most obvious, because look, like I need mascara. The other thing would be a primer and a finisher. So those are super important products to me. I use our sunscreen that has primer built in it. It's my absolute favorite product in the whole wide world, like literally most favorite product. And then in our finishing spray. So we have one that's called Time Setter that's going to give you a little bit more of a glowy look. And then we have one called Oil Strike that's more of a matte look. But that's going to make this makeup that you put on stay all day. It is so important. I had never used a primer, and I had used a primer, but I never used a finishing spray before I started doing this. And it is literally a game changer. So the Teen Collection paired up with a primer and a finishing spray and mascara. And then you were pretty much set, and you can do a whole makeup look with just those items. It really does make a difference, and especially if you do the sunscreen instead of a priming spray, then you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck, because it has it has some age defying moisturizers in there, the SPF, the natural SPF, and the primer built in, so it's something good. So Ruby, for wrinkles and dark spots, I use our Sotox and One Drop Wonder. Those two products are fantastic for fine lines and wrinkles and dark spots. I've been concentrating our One Drop Wonder right here on my cheeks, where I had like some old scarring and discoloration, and it has really made a huge difference just concentrating on that. Does the Teen Collection come all in one case? So no, you will get it'll come in little separate things like this. Now it comes all in one really pretty box, and it's part of our Brighter Together collection. So it's one of our Brighter Together collections. So a portion of the proceeds of this goes to, we have a program that helps teach some women in other countries how to become entrepreneurs, and teaches them how to finance their money. It's a really cool program, and I don't talk about it enough. Oh, hey, Melissa. Thank you. Good morning. Hope y'all are surviving. Okay, so I'm going to go through this one more time because I know that was so super confusing. Ruby, I will message you. I sure will. As soon as we get off, I'll message you. Okay, so Teen Collection comes with foundation and 2 concealers. It comes with a powder. So this is a translucent powder, bronzer, or blush. And it comes with 2 eyeshadows. Melissa, do you use the One Drop Wonder on darks? Yes, I do. And it's really making a difference. It's a slow process because it's all natural, but it has really changed my skin a ton. And gloss. So it comes with those things. So on this side of my face, I used foundation, my regular foundation color. I used a skin color concealer that's just barely below my normal skin color, just so I can use it to highlight just a smidge. And then I used a dark concealer. I think it's our number 6 concealer, 6 or 7, to use where I would normally use bronzer. Okay. Then I used a regular blush, and then I used 2 eyeshadows. I used Taupe for the Best and One Night Sand. I also used that Taupe for the Best in my eyebrows, and I used it as an eyeliner. And then I used Faith Gloss. On this side, I used my regular foundation color. I used a skin color concealer and a highlighting concealer. I used bronzer. I was about to forget. I used bronzer in my powder palette, and then for my 2 eyeshadows, I used Blush Hour, which is number 37, I think. I used that for my blush and on my eyes, and then I changed it up and I went back and used Taupe for the Best as my second eyeshadow color on this side, so I could use it for eyeliner, and then you could use it in your brows as well. And then I used the Faith Gloss. So those things can all come together. It's a savings when you bundle things like that. We have several different collections where if you bundle them, they're a little bit less expensive. It's not very expensive anyway when you really compare to quality products at Ulta, and these are better quality for the price that you get. So it's not. I don't want people to think, oh, this must be super expensive. It's really not when you compare it. So it gives you a good start. And like I said, the only things I would consider adding would be mascara. But you might already have one, which is fine. And a primer and some kind of primer, either our sunscreen primer or priming spray, and a finishing spray, either Time Setter or Oil Strike. And then you will have a complete look that's simple to do, not over the top. Even though I was a little bit confusing with my side by side on my face. But if you want to message me, I can talk to you about the different ways that you can build this palette, specifically for you, what's going to work best for you. And we can talk about what brushes you have, because that might make a little bit of a difference too. But you can use your finger for a lot of this stuff for sure. All right. I think that's all I've got. Our 8-ounce sanitizers come back today, so I'm going to be placing those orders this afternoon. There is a limit of 1 per order, so I will have to send them directly to people. So if you are interested in one of those, let me know. And I will order it and have it sent straight to you. That's all I got for you today. I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. Thank you for watching me, and thank you for for bearing with me while I showed you a couple different ways that you could use our teen collection. So have an awesome day and go make the best of it. All right, bye guys.